All right, here we go. Welcome to Coffee with Markus. This is episode 137, and today we're going to talk about, where is it? There. About my $500,000 account update. I'll show you the current trades that I'm in, and then we're doing a deep dive Q&A, questions and answers. Your questions, I'll answer. So good to be back. Are you ready to get started? Let's do this. This show is about real money and real trades. I'll show you the trading strategies that I personally trade, the tools that I use to trade my own accounts, and we will talk about the right mindset of a trader. Now, talking about mindset, I'm going to show you how to create SRC Profits. And SRC stands for Systematic, Repeatable, and Consistent, because that is the key to long-term success in the markets. So, if you are sick of all the hype and empty promises, and you want to learn trading strategies that actually work, then click on like right now and let's get started. All right, fantastic. It's so good to be live with you. It has been a while. How much has it been? Almost 2 weeks. So in a moment, I'm going to fill you in what I've been up to over the past 2 weeks. And then also we're going to take a look at my account and see how am I doing in terms of achieving my goals. Because, let me just share it. As you know, I do have a $250,000 account. I put $250,000 in, turned it into a margin account. So it's a $500,000 margin account. And my goal is to make $15,000 per month. So yes, we will absolutely talk about this. But hey, first of all, let me fill you in what happened for me personally over the past 2 weeks. And I, this time, brought you a few pictures. Now, so here's what happened, why I haven't been doing a coffee with Markus in the past few weeks. I was traveling. I was on the road because both my kids, my son Julius and my daughter Vivian, they are sailors. And let me actually share a few things with you. So this year I want to share a few pictures because you might not know what this looks like. So here is my son Julius, that's him, his skipper Lucy. And that is the boat that they're sailing. It's a so-called C420. So this is them sailing the boat, and as you can see, they are doing it competitively. So yes, they are racing this boat. So again, there's Julius. My daughter Vivian, that's her. So here's Vivian, same boat, and the skipper is James. Let me see. You can see him here. So this is the boat that they're sailing. As you can see, really super, super colorful. And when they are sailing in regattas, and so last week we were in Jensen Beach, Florida. And this is where we attended a national junior Olympic regatta. And you see, when my kids are out there, I'm usually out there. This is not a picture from last week. There's a picture from a few weeks ago. So this year is me, yours truly, driving the coach boat. So there's a rib, and this is the coach, Jeff. So he's on the rib, and the two of us are then watching them. So these are my two kids, and there's probably around... last time in Florida when we were there, around 100 boats on the lake. And yes, in a moment, we're going to go to trading. I know, I will talk about the strategy here. We will talk about all of this. Anyhow, I want to share something else with you, because when we are traveling to these regattas, so this is how we are traveling. So this is my RV. It's a 40-foot RV. And then we have this 32-foot enclosed trailer, and the boats of the kids. So these boats, this here as well as this one, are in this trailer. That's not what I want to show you. I will show it to you in a moment. Anyhow, so we are traveling then, across the nation, actually. And we have been at the northeast coast. So we have been Cape Cod, and we have been in San Francisco, and we've been a lot in Florida, on the Gulf Coast here as well. So it's just lots and lots of fun. And as you know, so last week we had this cold front here in Texas, and it was really, really, really bad. And so this is why we decided to just stay another week in Florida. So that's what we did. So we were traveling back just this last weekend, a couple of days ago. However, here is what happened on Saturday. On Saturday, on my big rig here, one of the belts broke. It's a diesel pusher. So the air... what is it, the air conditioning system or something like this. Somebody who is super smart knows about all this. It locked up on me, and one of the belts broke. So we got stuck on I-10 somewhere in Louisiana. And if you want to tow this rig, you need a really, really, really big tow truck. So this is the tow truck. So Tim from Gerald's Towing, thanks Tim, you were amazing. So they towed it, and right now it's still being repaired. It is still in Louisiana. I just jumped in a car, rented a car with my kids. There you see my daughter Vivian, and we arrived safe and sound back in Austin yesterday afternoon. And this is why I am with you here today. So this was quite an adventure, and this is why I have not been able to do Coffee with Markus and show you the trades that I'm doing over the past 2 weeks. But hey, even when, this is the cool thing, even when you are living in something like this, you can trade. So I'll show you exactly of what I did while I was being on the road. I'll show you, I think, a stupid mistake that I made. I think it was a mistake. I'm almost pretty sure that it was a mistake. So I'll show you that right now cost me around $5,000 from making this stupid mistake. And I'm sharing this with you so that you don't make the mistake, but I also show you what worked out. Anyhow, does this sound good? Lewis said the air compressor. Yes, you are absolutely right. That is exactly... You see, I can only drive this thing. I have absolutely no idea about engines or anything like this. Anyhow, so good to have you. So let's take a look at the markets and let's see what has been happening in the markets and if I really missed anything. And you see overall the markets here, we're looking at the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ today pretty much selling off, but February thus far hasn't been too exciting. I'm just marking this where February started. And if you look at the 1 month performance thus far, so from February to right now, as you can see, we're just slightly down. So markets are not going anywhere. So in fact, we see here the performance of the NASDAQ over the past months has been a negative 0.73. I think the SPX has been doing a little bit better. So up 1%, NASDAQ down 1%. So not really a whole lot going on. So how do you trade this? And this is exactly what we'll talk about today. So let me actually jump right into my account to show you what's happening in the account, and then we're going to talk about each trade here and how we are doing. So as you can see right now, I have 5 positions in the account, and hey, look at this. 4 out of these 5 are actually right now red. So, but let's back up. Let's back up for a moment. So let's just see. First of all, what am I doing here overall? Well, this is where in the beginning of the year, I put $250,000 in cash into this account here, and I turned it into a margin account. So therefore, I have $500,000 in buying power. And my goal is to trade for income, which means that my goal here is to make $15,000 per month. And if we just break it down a little bit, so this would mean $180,000 per year. This is if we take the, let me just use my handy dandy calculator here for a moment. Where is it? There it is. If we take the $180,000 per year and divide it by the cash that I put into the account, so this would be that I'm shooting to make 72% per year. Now, if you have been following this GameStop craziness and where people say, oh my gosh, they doubled, quadrupled, quintupled, 10x their account, you know what? Good for them. That is not for me. For me, it is all about SRC Profits. So let's talk about this for a moment. And here's why this for me is so important. You see, with SRC Profits, let me just write it down. My goal is, let me see, I can turn this. There we go. So the SRC stands for is systematic. The R stands for repeatable, and the C stands for consistent. So this is what it is all about, and this is why I want to share my strategy with you right now that creates these SRC profits. Because see, having these windfall profits, this is cool, this is great, this is amazing, but if you want to trade for income, and this is what this is all about, and again, I mean, if you want to YOLO it, you go for it. I mean, good for you. For me, it is trading for income, which means that I have to pay bills at the end of the month. So I need to make sure that I can take money out of the account every month. So let's just see. So today today, as we are doing this video, we are in the last week of February. So it is February 22nd. And let's just talk about, so what happened thus far. So if you're new to this channel, you might be wondering, okay, what is happening? And then of course, in a moment, I will actually show you the very specific trading strategy that I use for this. Make this, okay. Let's turn this into a heading 2, like, there we go. Okay, so my goal is at the end of the month, I want to wire out any excess of the 250,000 that I put in there. And so let's just go back here, because this is where you will see on, there we go, this is from my account. On February 1st, so at the first of the month, I wired out $21,281. So, okay, wired $21,281 into my personal account. And this was in January. So this was basically February 1st. So after this, how have we been doing thus far? So we'll talk about the individual positions here in just a moment, but let's just see overall. So this here is the realized profit thus far. So the realized profit for this year is 42,953. Okay, so let's write this down. So profits year to date, what did I just say? 42,953. 42,953. Yep, 953. There we go. Okay, so these are the realized profits. Now, right now, I have several trades going on, and this is where I just wanted to show you, because here on this channel, you'll see the winning trades, the losing trades, anything, right? The good, the bad, and the ugly. So right now, the trades that I have on are actually down $3,700. So if I would close all positions today, which I'm not planning to do, but if I would do this, then I would be left with $39,227. And this is not bad for 2 months, because my goal was to make $15,000 per month. So thus far, knock on wood, I'm overachieving my goal. So we are good there. So let me just briefly talk about the trading strategy that I use for this. And then we take a look at the individual trades. And then I will also talk about... let me just see my $5,000 mistake. Okay, because this happened while I was traveling, and I want to tell you about this so that you can learn from this mistake. And in hindsight, it was a mistake. In the moment, it didn't feel like it, but yes, I mean, realistically, I made a mistake. Anyhow, so the trading strategy that I used here is the wheel strategy. And here's what I do with this. First, I sell puts. I sell put options and collect premium. There we go. So then sometimes I'm getting assigned the stock. And if I am getting assigned the stock, I actually put this in the next line. Then I sell call options and collect premium. So pretty boring, right? I mean, it doesn't sound too exciting. And if you would like to learn this strategy in more detail, I'll leave a link below this video here. In the description, I'll put a link to a playlist where you see it in detail. But this is pretty much what is going on. So let me show you a few examples here. And I want to start off with some of the new trades that I have. Actually, let's start with Ride. So Ride is a trade from last week. There we go. Want to share Ride here. So Ride, I sold a put with a strike price of $21.50. That expires this Friday. Let me just put a vertical line here. So on February 26th, it is this Friday, it expires. So if we are closing above 21.50, I'm in good shape. I will just collect the whole premium. And the whole premium on Ride was the total premium collected was $1,974. So if ride closes above 2150 by Friday, on Friday, then I'm good and I'm just collecting the premium of almost $2,000 on the stock. However, if it closes below 2150, then I'm getting assigned and then I will be selling calls. So this is one of the trades that I'm in. Another one that I entered earlier today, and for those of you who have subscribed to the Power Income Alerts, I send this to you. So that's AMD. So here with AMD, the trade that I'm in is that I want to see that we are staying above 83.50 by Friday. If this is happening, AMD, I sold it for 48 cents, then I would make $576 in just a few days, because Friday is what, 4 days away. So here you see it. So the idea here is to make at least $100 per day per contract, per option, per position that I have here. So another one that popped up on the scanner, and if you're wondering, how do I find these? The tool that you see here right now is the PowerX Optimizer. And the PowerX Optimizer shows me all of the stocks that are just perfect candidates for the wheel here. And these were earlier today, I mean, even right now, AMD is still popping up. Here we go. And also earlier today, there was Dropbox on the list. So Dropbox here, let me just add this. So I want to just do my bookkeeping here a little bit. DBX. Because I got filled on Dropbox while I was getting ready for the show here for you. So Dropbox, that's a trade that we did with our mastermind members. And here, what we are looking for is, if Dropbox stays above 2150 by Friday, then we're making, how much money do we make then? It would be $658. Okay, so that's the idea there. So these are the three trades where I sold puts. So this is where we are, if you're looking to the strategy, this is step number one. So if you're looking at step number 1, 2, and 3, there we go. So these are the three that I'm currently having right now. So let me just show you. This is, for example, right. It is DBX, and what else did we have? AMD. Okay, so if I'm getting assigned the stock, and this actually happened with two stocks. The first is Apple, so I got assigned in Apple, and I want to show you this trade. And this here is also my $5,000 mistake. And this also happened for GDXJ, and in GDXJ, I have been able to sell, there we go, call options. So let's talk about Apple first and what happened here. So let me just go back here to the charts. There we go. And I want to bring up Apple. So let me just see when exactly this mistake happened. Going to activity, Apple on 2/16. Okay. So right here on this day. This is my first day of being stuck in Florida in this RV. So I'm in Florida, cannot go back to Texas because we have a horrible snowstorm here. And because of the horrible snowstorm, we want to make sure that we are safe and not driving on icy roads. So I'm stuck there and I'm looking at the charts. And this is when a little voice in my head says, you know what, Markus? Now that you're sitting here being bored, why don't you trade? Worst idea ever, to trade because you're bored. Now, honestly, at this point, the chart looked good. I saw some support at 133, so I sold the 133 strike. And here, if everything would have worked out perfectly, I would have made, $560 in 4 days. I still kept the premium, but here's what happened. So Apple actually dropped, as you know. So I got assigned. So right now I own 800 shares of Apple at 133. And Apple keeps dropping. I mean, Apple has been all over the place today. You see it has been as low as 125.60 and as high as 129.72, but it has been all over the place. And right now on this trade, I'm losing money. Now, did I force this trade a little bit? Maybe. Because, again, I was sitting there in Florida, in the RV. Nothing else to do. Couldn't go live with you. So the reason why I'm going live with you is that it distracts me from trading. Anyhow, so so this is why I did it here. And today, so I was assigned on Friday, and today there is not enough premium for me to sell. So if you're looking at this, so if I'm getting assigned the stock, then I sell call options and collect premium. With Apple, so Apple, not enough premium. So that didn't work out. Let me see. I probably should have this format that gives me a strike through. So I have to wait until Apple bounces back here a little bit. But I'm not overly concerned. See, yes, I am right now down like $5,000. And again, what is the account size here? The account size is $250,000, $500,000 in buying power. So if you're down $5,000, how much is that? 1%. 1% of 500,000 is 5,000. And I know it sounds like down $5,000. I mean, for me, it's 1% and not really a big deal. So, but let's talk about the other trade here. So what happened with GDXJ, I also got assigned. Let's take a look at this trade. So let's see what happens here. And again, this is where we go back to, okay, what are we doing here? Number one, we sell put options. And this is what I did on GDXJ. I got assigned the stock, and then this morning I sold call options. So here's what happened. GDXJ, I want to show you exactly what the breakdown is. So GDXJ, my strike price was 48. It has now changed to 49, and I'll show it to you in a moment. So it was 48, and I got assigned. So this morning it popped higher, and this is why I was able in GDXJ to sell a call with the strike price of 49. Now, by doing this, and again, this is where the PowerX optimizer helps me tremendously. So by doing this, I was able to collect $1,500. $1,500 in premium. Now, this expires on Friday. So I'm making $1,500 in 4 days. In addition to making $576 on AMD, plus $658. So let me just see, where are we for this week thus far? So just with these two trades that I entered today, 658 plus 576 plus, so this just in premium, 1,575. So this just premium collected is $2,809. Now here's something really, really cool. I'm actually making some money on the GDX stock. I got assigned at 48, and right now the price is $50.23. So I'm making money on the stock. I'm making $4,693. Now right now I'm losing a little bit on the call, but overall for GDXJ I'm still up $2,500. So that's not bad at all. So this means that here, since I have 2,100 shares, I can potentially, let's go back. So let's actually write this down here for a moment. So my $5,000 mistake, Apple, sold or traded too early, probably because I was bored, which is never a good idea. So why am I mentioning this mistake? Yeah, learn from this mistake. What do you learn from this mistake? Don't trade just because you are bored. Anyhow, I did it with my mastermind members, and so my mastermind members are in this trade as well, and we'll manage this trade, and we'll make money on this trade. It'll be fine. Anyhow, where do I want to go? Okay, so this week. Let's talk about this week. So there we go. And I'm turning this into heading 2. Oh, you can't see it. There we go. Ha ha ha. Now I see what I did there. Okay. So this week, on 3 trades that I have open, I will collect, and this is the cool thing, $2,809 in premium. And you see, this is where it doesn't really matter whether these trades, whether I get assigned or not. I will get this premium regardless, right? So this is the cool thing about this wheel strategy and selling options here. So plus, let's just write this down. Plus, if GDXJ closes above 49 on Friday, and right now it's already trading at $50.23. So if this happens, I will make an additional $100 per option, and I traded 21 options, so this means $2,100. So this means that if everything goes okay and GDXJ closes above 49 on Friday, again, looking at the chart, so if it closes above 49 on Friday, which could happen, right? Then I would make the 2,809 plus 2,100, so 4,909. 4,909 in 1 week. That's not bad at all. That's actually pretty darn good. Now, let me just be absolutely clear here before we continue. I'm really, really good at this because I've been doing it for a long, long time. When I'm sharing these results with you, in no way, shape, or form is this something where I say, oh, just buy my book or buy the PowerX Optimizer software and you will get the same results. No, I mean, I'm really, really good. In fact, later this week or next week, I'll do a video, a comparison video, where you see two traders using the exact same strategy, using the exact same tool, and vastly different results. Why is that? Why is that? So we'll talk about this in one of the upcoming Coffee with Markus, of how it can happen that two traders with the exact same strategy, the exact same information, the exact same tools can have vastly different results. Okay, I just want to mention one more thing. So let's actually talk about here the tools that I'm using. So the tools, and we talked about the strategy, the tool that I'm using here is, first of all, PowerX Optimizer, which is the software that I'm using every single day, Optimizer, right? So this finds the best stocks to trade for two different strategies. And the first strategy is the PowerX strategy. And the second one is the wheel. Now, for the PowerX strategy, we need a directional market. And I haven't seen the directional market yet, because we just talked about it. Where are we for the months here? I mean, if you look at the NASDAQ, so for the months, we're looking at the NASDAQ, and we are actually down 1.2%. We're looking at the S&P, and we are up 0.7%. We're looking at the Dow, and we are up 1.3%. So this is pretty much a choppy, flat market here, right? I mean, so not a whole lot going on. I mean, even year to date, yeah, just barely up 3%. I think NASDAQ up 2.8%. So this kind of shows you that right now the markets are rather choppy. So we need a directional market for this. And I have taken only one trade according to the PowerX strategy thus far this year. Now, the wheel is perfect for a directionless market. Is this how you spell directionless? No, we do. Okay. And this is why thus far this year I've mainly been trading the wheel strategy. Now, here's one important thing. This is one of the things that I learned from my kids. So watching my kids sail, whether it's Vivian or Julius. And I just keep saying this because it is so important. Okay. You can't change the wind. Can't change the wind, but you can adjust your sails. So, super important. I can't change the market. You can't change the market. Wall Street bets, can they change the market? Maybe, maybe not, right? I mean, you get the idea. Nobody can change the market in the same way as we can change the wind. But we can adjust the sails. And what does this mean? What does adjusting the sails mean for us as traders? Okay, so let's translate it is choose the strategy that's best for the current market conditions. Right? So actually fairly easy, fairly simple. There we go. Okay, so just sharing a few things that work for me. Okay, so I promised you that I give you an overview of my account, and now since you're here live, I want to dive into your questions because I appreciate you being here. By the way, are you enjoying this video thus far? Is this helpful when I'm sharing these things, when I'm sharing my trades, when I'm sharing my mistakes, and when I'm also sharing my successes? If this is helpful for you, do me a favor and click on like really quick. This way I see it. Don't type in yes, because then the comments are just flying by. Click on like. This would help me tremendously because then I see what videos you like the best, and I'll do more of the videos that you like. So let's just see. Oh my gosh, there are so many questions. So good to see. And yes, Christina, I'm finally back. Left Florida. Okay, Jeff. From our mastermind, also took the Dropbox trade. You got filled at 15. I got filled, I believe, at 14. Let me just double check. Let me see where I got filled on the Dropbox. Oh, 13. Jeff, you're doing way better than me here. Okay, good. Oceane, good to join live today. Good to see you here. Fritz aus Bayern. Servus, grüß dich. Das ist ja toll. Aus der Heimat. I lived in Munich before I came to the United States. And yes, thanks for asking. Everybody here is okay. You see, this were just for a moment, I want to share. What happened here in Texas was, I mean, I wasn't there. It was amazing. Power grids went down, so there was no power. There was no water. The roads were iced over. Schools closed. And I know, you guys in the north, you're dealing with this all the time. And I'm from Germany. I know how to deal with snow and ice. We in Germany know how to deal with snow and ice. In Texas, we don't. Because we usually don't, especially in Austin, Texas. We don't have it. We don't have, we don't even know how to de-ice planes. The airport was shut down for 2 days. Now, here's the one amazing thing that I have noticed. First of all, people send me text messages, neighbors, friends, asking, are you okay? Do you need anything? I'm in a Facebook group for our neighborhood here, and this is where I saw that people were actually saying, hey, I still have some water. Who needs water? I still have some food. Who needs food? Somebody, if you don't have power and you're freezing right now, come over to my house. And this is something, because people ask me all the time, why do you move to Texas from Germany? This is something that I'm experiencing here in Texas. I have experienced over the past week where people were there for their neighbors, for strangers, where just people helped each other. And one thing I did not hear anything about during this crisis that we had here, and that was looting. As far as I have heard from friends, neighbors, even in the news, there was not a single case of looting. Everybody stuck together, and this is what I appreciate about living in Texas here. Anyhow, just want to share this with you. And yes, your state might be as awesome as Texas, and I appreciate all of your concerns for my safety. And yes, we're doing good. Everything is okay. Few busted pipes here at my apartment complex, but overall we are good. Anyhow, so the reason is because I know that you're in New York, and I know that you're dealing with winter and ice and all this all the time. And we don't. For us, it's unusual. You see, for us in Texas, it's more about keeping the heat out of the houses, right? So because it's usually pretty warm here in Texas, than really being concerned of having a lot of heat inside the houses. Anyhow, so good. So let's see. There are just so many great questions that I want to answer here. Because let me just scroll down here. There's so many questions coming in, so I want to take a look here at what the team is helping me with, that I have really the most important questions to help you. So I'm thinking about subscribing to the Power Income Alerts. This wheel strategy is suitable for an upward trending market. What will the service do when the market is inevitable in a downtrend? Well, this is where it goes back. So great question. Let me just show you. So what are we going to do? When the market is in a downtrend, we can't change the wind. We can only adjust the sails. So we will see what happens then. I mean, I won't leave you hanging. So, I mean, thus far, everybody who subscribed to the Power Income Alerts has made the investment in the Power Income Alerts back in the first month. So, will the market crash over the next few days? Anything is possible. Highly unlikely, if you ask me. Okay. So, CDH 78 asks, so when you trade the wheel, do you have to take any precautions around earnings after having been assigned and owning the stocks already? Yeah, I mean, I want to make sure that I'm not going into earnings here. I think with all the stocks that I'm trading right now, I should be good. Let's just double check here. So Apple already had earnings, so we have another 71 days until earnings. AMD just had earnings. DBX Dropbox just had earnings. GDXJ, it's an index, and as an index ETF here of gold miners, doesn't really report earnings, just pays dividends. And Ride, we have another 9 days here. So yeah, this is one of the things there where I need to see. The idea is that Ride stays above 2150 for the next few days. Then this expires worthless, and I will not trade Ride into earnings. So all of the trades that I have on right now are doing good here. So great question. Absolutely. Okay, so Luna, the water golden retriever, love this, says, I have the Power X. How can I copy what you're doing? Very easy. If you have the tool, Power X Optimizer, just look for the stocks that are popping up here. And you look for strong support and resistance, right? I mean, this is where we have right now. As you can see, Apple is popping up. AMD is popping up. Bed Bath & Beyond, crazy meme stock. Wall Street Bet stock, not really my thing. DBX is popping up. I think EWZ, I traded recently, was really great to trade. So just do this, right? Or if you really want to have the alerts here, go to Power Income Alerts. Or if you're really interested and want to be part of the group that I'm trading together with pretty much almost every day, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. We do have a mastermind group. So let me see. Am I using the right finger? Yes. Call or text Lisa if this private group would be for you. You should have a larger account size. If you have a $5,000 or $10,000 account, this probably doesn't make sense because this is where we work together personally. So there is quite an investment here. Anyhow, these are all possibilities of what we can do together. Okay. Good. JB Deem says, I don't see the right trade in Power Income Alerts. Yeah, no, I mean, not every single trade that I'm taking I issue as a Power Income Alert for a very simple reason. Sometimes the trades are running away. The trades are happening so quickly. By the time I'm getting the trade to you and you're reading this Power Income Alert, it's done. This is why I highly, highly, highly recommend that you have this tool, the same tool that I'm using here, the wheel income calculator and the wheel scanner, which is part of the Power X Optimizer, because this way, I mean, all of the trades that I'm taking are coming from this scanner, and so just making it super easy. I'm using this tool every day. That's where I'm getting my trades from. So yeah, but not every the right trade was a very, very quick trade that happened when it happened, which was last week at some point. So I believe that I took this with my mastermind because it happened while we were trading together. So while we are together, it's of course something different than trying to get an alert to you in time. So I believe we traded this together. Anyhow. Good. All right. Christian says, excellent breakdown of everything. Just bought your book. Okay, fantastic. And very, you see, super interesting. I just received this. So yes, we right now do have the Power X Strategy book in Spanish. So we do have it. Let me just see here. So we have translated it into 2 languages thus far. So we have translated it into Portuguese. So the Power X Strategy, which is this book. By the way, you can get it on my website, the English version for $4.95. So there's a link in the description if you would like to have this. Anyhow, no. So we have this translated now into Spanish, ta-da, and into Portuguese. There we go. And the Wheel Strategy is a book that I have already written, and right now it is at the printer. So this book should be available over the next 4 to 5 weeks. As soon as we have a more definite date, I will let you know so that you can pre-order it if you want to. So for the wheel, this will then complete your selection really, really nicely, right? Forex strategy, wheel strategy. So all looks very similar. There we go. Anyhow, it's coming. It's coming. Okay. Good. So Carlos says, why didn't you roll forward to the next expiration? I mean, what's the point of being assigned? I will tell you the point of being assigned. Here's the point of being assigned. It is part of my strategy. And when I have a strategy, follow your plan. Now, again, for you, Carlo, it might be different. Your plan might be not to get assigned. But let me show you something. Let me show you something really cool. So here is, let me switch over. Here is how much money I made thus far this year. GDXJ, $12,861. I got assigned. Win, $8,740. I got assigned. Uber, not quite sure. Did we get assigned in Uber? I believe we got assigned in Uber. HAL, Apple. The top 5 trades, and I sorted it here by profit, the top 5 trades are all trades that I'm assigned. So Carlo, why do I want to get assigned? Because I'm making money. I'm making money when I'm getting assigned. It's part of my strategy. Again, your strategy might be completely different. My strategy, my plan says, get assigned. It's part of the plan. This is what the wheel strategy is all about. But great question, Carlo. I hope that helps. Okay. So Juan Pablo says, why don't you sell calls even if the premium is not big? Get some money back on this? No, here's why. So great question. And I want to show you why exactly I don't do this. So this is where I have my tool, the PowerX Optimizer. And you see step number 1 is we're selling puts. And step number 2 is we're selling calls. And so this morning I was looking at the 133 strike for Apple. And it told me that I can only make 22% annualized. And this does not meet my criteria. I want to make at least 30% annualized. And this is, we're not trading it on a margin account. And so when trading it on a margin account, see, I want to see 72% per year. So this is where it clearly did not meet my criteria. So Juan Pablo, great question. But here for me, it just didn't meet my criteria. So this is why I wait another day or two until Apple pops back up, because I believe that Apple will pop back up. I mean, this is where, if you look at Apple, I mean, in the long run, what does Apple do? I mean, Apple goes up. So we'll see what happens here with this blip. So I can actually remove this. So as soon as we go a little bit higher here, and we closed almost at lows of the day, so we'll see what happens here over the next few days. I think when we go up to 130, 131, then I'll be able to sell more calls here. Okay, Ashley says, I'm brand new here. Hi, Ashley. Finished reading the PowerX strategy last night. Thank you. Hope this is a start of a great journey for me. Hope so. Glad that you could join us here live. So good to see you here. Anyhow, chat says, on GDXJ, why did you pick the 49 strike instead of a higher strike? I sold the 51 call. Well, you could do that. I did it early in the morning after the markets opened, and at that point I saw, based on my criteria, see, for GDXJ, I was able to sell the 49 strike for 75 cents. So this would mean that I'm making, oops, there we go. So the 49, so I plugged it into my calculator this morning. This is the PowerX Optimizer, in case you haven't noticed yet. And I saw that I could make 114% annualized. And I thought, hey, let's not be greedy. So this is why I did that. And again, there's no right or wrong. This is my plan. And chat, I'm following my plan. And my plan is usually sell close to the price that I got assigned, or maybe one strike out. That's usually what I do. Okay. So Sale says, I like the wheel and live doing it. Would like to try your PowerX. Do you have a trial? We don't have a trial, but we do have a tour with Paul. So we have Paul, who is a student. He's not a salesperson. He's a trader like you, and he started trading 2.5 years ago with the PowerX Optimizer, and he'll be happy to give you a tour and show you exactly how PowerX Optimizer works and see if this might be a good fit. So I'll leave a link in the description. I believe if you go to mytradingroutine.com, you see more of an in-depth training of how I use this tool, mytradingroutine.com, and then you can check in with Paul whether he has some availability for a tour, and we'll spend 30-40 minutes with you to go over everything and see if this is a good fit for you. Okay. Good. So, Al is asking, can you tell us what updates are coming for the wheel scanner and when it is coming out? You know what? I might do this later this week because we're running a little bit out of time here right now, but I promise I'll show you. Maybe I can give you a sneak peek because I already have a sneak peek of the version 2.0 of the PowerX Optimizer, and then I can show you a little bit. I'll let you peek behind the scenes of what's coming, and it's really fascinating, and I'm very, very excited about the version 2.0. Now, we need, or the development team needs another 3 weeks before I can start testing it. And so the Rockwell trading team internally will start testing it in 3 weeks from now. And we expect to test it for a week or two. So expect the new version to be available in around, 4 or 5 weeks, something like this. So probably towards the end of March. Anyhow, so JC Gillen is asking, if you trade the PowerX with options, how do you pick the right strike price? Let me show you this. It's actually super easy. So this is where you see here, for example, for Apple, you see there's actually not two strike price. There's two different expirations. Okay, so you see the two different expirations. You see the drop in percent. You see the days to expiration and how much premium analyzed it is. So I usually like to go for this one, the closer expiration. If we are looking at different strike price, let me just see if I find an example with different strike prices here. There we go. No. Hold on, one more. Yeah, there we go, for example. So you see on March 5th, so same expiration, you have two strike prices. 32 or 32.50. One you're getting 47%, the other one 56%. I would go for the one that gives you a little bit more cushion. You see the drop in percent here is 5% versus 3%. But you see we have in-depth training here. So when you invest in the PowerX Optimizer, we have an in-depth training, and we also have a private group. So we have a private members area where other traders who have been trading it for a longer time, as well as sometimes myself and my head coach Mark, are helping you out. So, but just general rule of thumb. So yes, you do need to watch the trading videos. Just buying the software will not do anything for you if you don't know how to use it. But we have extensive training videos here and ongoing support. Anyhow, it was so good. I could keep going here for another 2 hours because I really missed hanging out with you. It's so good to be back. And yes, we will be back on Wednesday and on Friday. So we are back on our usual schedule with 3 Coffee with Markus live per week. It's always 30 minutes before the closing, so at 3:30 Eastern Time on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Hey, if you enjoyed this video and you think that others might enjoy it as well, please do me a favor and share this video. Share it on Facebook, on Twitter, by email, on Reddit. I mean, wherever you want to share it, because if you think that this boring trading strategy might be something that others need to hear, who experienced a lot of losses and now want to build up their account, then help spread the good word. Anyhow, I will see you in the next video, in the next Coffee with Markus, next video, whatever. Click on subscribe. Don't forget, subscribe, hit the little bell. This way you get notified whenever I release a new video. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.